That was the worst thumbnail of all time. And the hair, oh, the hair is great. I have to admit, folks, I was rushing on this one. May have even been a few minutes late. Let me adjust my seat. Let me adjust my station, because that's something I haven't had a chance to do. Like I said, just got out of the shower. The hair is gonna do some pretty strange things. Hi Jorge, Mystic Pizza, thanks for joining on this Sunday where weird things are happening. There's clouds, there's wind, there's falling leaves, and yet there's sporadic sunshine. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? I don't know if it's gonna rain in the next 10 minutes. I don't know if it's gonna get hot, sunny. I don't know. What I do know is, gotta get this computer up and running. As you could see in the title and the heading of this video, try not to look like Superman. Alright. Rachel, Laura, New Jersey. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of Christmas. You notice that there's been some Christmas activities on my channel as far as Yankee Candle is concerned. And if you've been watching, I've been debating this. I didn't want to veer away from Halloween. I veered away from summer for Halloween sneak peeks. I didn't want to veer away from autumn, but at the last minute, I realized that there's going to be so much Yankee Candle content for Christmas this year that if I didn't do this first chunk, whoa, son, if I didn't do this first chunk now, I was really going to be swamped, because as you probably are aware, the first Yankee Candle Christmas collection has been, hello Tracy, has been released. Let's fix this sun in just a second. There's dogs, puppies around me, bags, boxes, chairs. Oh, this is the one I really strapped up good too. Oh, this is not. Oh, that might work. There we go. Okay. But there's two, so the first collection has come out. That's what I'm going to show you today, including the online exclusives. You'll notice that I just posted a video of my in-depth analysis of the collection. So at the end of this live, or whenever you depart from this live, check out that video if you haven't already. I'm just going to show you up close, again, the candles, the online exclusives, give you some of the details, but there's two more collections coming out. And this is going to be a spoiler alert. I'm doing good, Renee. How are you? I want to say nice to see you, but I can't see it today. Spoiler alert. Close your ears. Seriously. If anyone doesn't want to ruin any surprises, for this year, Yankee Candle, a lot of you folks probably know this, a lot of you folks know that Yankee Candle's returning the Winter Wonderland collection. I said that really strange, but that's exciting. That's really exciting, because I bought, I think, every candle in that collection. But what's really exciting is that there's going to be 2 new fragrances for that collection. So it's not just a re-release. There's going to be new fragrances in that collection, 2. There's also another collection, like I said, the cookie swap is coming back. That's the way the cookie crumbles, folks. Also 2 new fragrances. Now, I've done a little bit of research. I don't have everything, but I think I've got it covered, what's coming out, what's online exclusive. But for now, let's deal with the first 6 Yankee Candle candles for 2017 Christmas. And let me drink some coffee and calm down. Those are with the sparkling snow. That is correct. That is correct. Alright, got me playing here. If the Wi-Fi gets funky, Let me know. All right, so what do you guys want to do first? Do you want to look at the candles, or do you want to do mail unboxing? Let's do the candles first, just because we've been talking about it. Anyone's has their Yankee Candle catalog. You know, most of you probably figured this out, but there's something that you should take a close look at. If you go to the center of the catalog where they display all of the candles that are for sale this season, if you look really close, let's see if I can get in as tight as I can. There are some marked with a bold YC, Yankee Candle. That is going to signify that they're exclusive to the catalog online catalog sales. However, it also means that they are available at the flagship store. So if the flagship store, whether it be Williamsburg or South Deerfield, is accessible to you, that is something that you may want to consider, because there's a lot of popular ones back. Autumn Gathering is one I really I stupidly did not get, and I had a chance to grab that. And things like Sugared Apple, a lot of people's favorite. They had like dozens upon dozens of all of these candles available. All right, Christmas. Santa Claus, are you ready? So no in-depth analyses here, but I will give you kind of my quick breakdown. So these are the candles that you're going to find in retail, in stores. And that is, of course, at first going to be spicy pepperberry and spruce. I said, of course, like that's a normal name. Spicy pepperberry and spruce. Certainly the most odd name. A lot of odd names this year. Let's read your comments. And this is probably the one that's going to surprise most of you folks. Maybe, I don't know. It surprised me. This is reminiscent. To make it very, very simple, and this is not to belittle this candle in any way, it's to really help communicate what this smells like. If you take sugared plums, or better yet, Christmas Eve, and you burned it alongside of mistletoe, that is kind of what happens on cold sniff. That is my take. There is, of course, the pine coniferous tree. There's baking spices, which is not really in Christmas Eve, even though Yankee claims. But there's that Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Amaretto, almond extract thing that's going on. And I love it because, you know what? I'm always saying folks who have allergies, migraines, sinus problems are burdened by all of these things. I think Laura said bye-bye, back to work. Bye-bye, Laura. This is something that has a little bit of baking spice. It has a little bit of course, pine or spruce, even though it's not really sprucey. It's more definitely of a minty pine aroma, or evergreen. This might not bother your sinuses. I like it. Spicy pepperberry and spruce. There's a creature down here. Hey, creature. Elsa. Sorry about that, folks. Aromatic, orange, and evergreen. So on the label there, if it was a little bit larger, you'd probably see an entire wreath covered in, with a red ribbon, covered in slices of oranges. I still haven't yet decided whether or not those oranges are fresh or dehydrated. They don't look quite dehydrated They do look dehydrated, but they look still fresh, like they would still be aromatic. This one, God, there's so many candles involved in this week. Spicy red cinnamon. So again, the base, the foundation of this candle is all going to be about the baking spices. The kitchen spice cabinet, grandma's kitchen spice counter, the cinnamon, the clove, the nutmeg, the star anise. I was a little bit taken aback by how little, I'll take that with a grain of salt, how little orange and evergreen that I found in this candle. Now again, of course this is all going to change probably once this candle's lit, but this candle's called aromatic orange and evergreen, and yet I get that bright citrus. I do get there's some form of pine sap, pine, sweet pine needles, pine sap, but it's dominated by the baking spices. For sure, those baking spices will calm down once this candle has a chance to volatilize in your living space. But then again, if your living space is small, be prepared for big time spicy. What do we want to do? We want to go here. Now this one has been around for what seems like ages. Balsam and Clove. I remember I found this one at an outlet back in June, and I thought, like, oh my God, how did I find a Christmas candle for 2017? And yet they were selling it for retail in Bed Bath & Beyond in June. Yankee Candle, why are you giving Bed Bath & Beyond Christmas fragrances in June? I understand that it's your biggest client, but that kind of, I don't know, that kind of bursts the bubble a little bit. Ruins the surprise. Balsam and Clove, but no question, this is a heavy hitter. This has to be, in my opinion, the most popular fragrance out of this whole collection. Deliciousness in a jar, but matched up with enough elegance and luxury to make it a non-kitchen candle, meaning it doesn't just smell like a bakery or you got a bunch of cookies baking in the kitchen. This smells, to me, I'm calling this a brunch in a candle in a jar. It's all of those things that are synonymous with brunch, the teas, the spices, the chai, the pastry, the scones, all of that jazz. However, balanced out with wonderful wood notes that anchor this to the ground. Makes it, to me, belong in the living room, not the kitchen. Yeah, I mean, what is shocking is it's incredibly sweet. Incredibly sweet. Brown sugar, coffee cake crumble, honey and cane sugar for days. Maple syrup, if you want to throw that in there, and I'm serious about that. There's tons of sweetness, but it doesn't appear that sweet on the nose. And why? Because there is also a lot of spice. But shocking, once again, shocking or interesting, even though, despite the name, Balsam and Clove, for me, easily, clove is not the dominant spice in this candle. And when you watch my review, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think clove is becoming more popular for the holidays, or I should say like the Christmas season, whereas before it was a little bit more autumn, Halloween, Thanksgiving driven. Clove is popping up a lot for Christmas, which is cool, but if you are uncertain about your devotion to clove, don't like scratch this off your list, because this is one that, yeah, it's balance. It's all about balance, people. Too much of one thing is never great, but if you balance it out, It's like a glass of lemon juice, right? I don't know about you, drinking a glass of lemon juice, straight up freshly squeezed lemon juice, is not going to be a pleasant experience. But if you add some ice water and a couple tablespoons of sugar, suddenly the temperature and the sweetness has now balanced everything out. I've used that analogy multiple times, but it's the best one I have. I briefly discussed this one on another live. This is going to be Cascading Snowberry. I'll keep that up there. I gotta keep my eyes on what you guys are saying. Now, I think I've probably said this before. When you see a fragrance like this, with the holly berry or the white berry, I think most people, including myself, I'm going to assume that this is going to be fruity, tart, some form of berry, raspberry, cranberry, pomegranate. It's going to have some level of tartness to it. But surprise, surprise, woo, not really any of that at all. Instead, big time wintergreen, double mint gum was finally, I had a chance to use that as a descriptor in my last in-depth video. Double your pleasure, double your fun, double your pleasure. I think I got that right. And yes, there's some form of coniferous pine. In my video, I think I called it hemlock. But my point is, it's not necessarily Christmas tree. You don't smell this and be like, ooh, Christmas. But with that minty, with that mintiness, that sweet mintiness. Those two, the calamity of those two, the massiveness of those two notes, somehow drive home the idea, the theme of Christmas. And I'm liking it. Once again, pine, if it bothers you, it scares you, you can't burn it, right here. And as far as the fruit's concerned, definitely some, like citrus stuff happening. But more of a chlorophyll green, rich green, even if you want to say like spinach and kale, like deep green, rose stems, everything that we think that, vegetation growing out of the earth, mixed with a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of mintiness, and a little bit of, like I said, that green coniferous tree, maybe even pine cone. I don't know if I said that in my review, but I should have said pine cone, because it's kind of a piney, woody thing. Juniper berry, if we want to do that too. All right, so up next are the two online exclusives. Let me just put these away. Now, I'm not certain. I think they're both now available online. I did have a little bit of trouble at Yankee Candle Village getting things straightened out. Initially, this one was not on the shelf. Asked several people several times, gotta know, they didn't have it, and then I asked somebody else, and then guess what, they did have it. So that's kind of what happens sometimes at Deerfield, and I of course don't blame that on them at all. There's just so much happening, and this one, I think a lot of people are associating this sugar cookie martini with a European release this year, but it is available in the US on the website. Let's talk about this one first though. Zesty, the names people. Zesty Orange Spice Garland. On the front we have those, now we have the dehydrated oranges, we have the sage leaves, tethered together with the cinnamon stick. Let's keep it in frame, Shane. And this one, all right, I could take this in several directions. Some directions make it sound like I don't enjoy it, but that's not the truth. This reminds me of, the late 80s, early 90s for me. It could just be for me. It could be a movement in the fragrance industry of that time. But it seemed like late 80s, early 90s was when potpourri, like potpourri sold in stores. Not like people making their own potpourri. Potpourri sold in stores was a super hot thing. The plug-ins, the little balls you put into like the mini crock pots. This is a massive potpourri candle. Big time ginger action. Big time blood orange, dehydrated orange zest, cinnamon stick. Not roasted, not ground. This is going to be steeped spices, the star anise, the cinnamon, the ginger. We can say freshly sliced ginger if we want, and definitely clove. Some floral notes in here as well. There are herbaceous notes. Of course, we can get sage, and there's some others as well that I talk about in my video. But I feel like this could be a much longer conversation once this candle has a chance to be lit, or if I spent maybe half hour, 45 minutes with this candle. I did spend about a half hour with it the other day when I was recording or filming my review, but there's so much spice up front that it's gonna mask all of the other things that are happening down below. So this is a case where you need to burn it to really dive into it, to see what's happening in the underbelly of the fragrance. How we doing? How we doing? We got one more. I just want to go on the record, folks. Oh, you know what? You guys haven't seen this because I've only posted the part 1 of my video. You're probably talking about this. And someone's just said, Rachel just said eucalyptus. Oh man, which one? Yeah, there's a couple here that have eucalyptus on them. At least a couple. But yeah, I haven't put out my video for this, and I'm realizing that I'm talking about. I've only did the part 1. Let's get good light here. Sugar cookie martini. I think it's safe to say that when you see this, especially with the libations, the alcohol-themed candles that we saw last Christmas, that this was just going to be like kind of like a reincarnation, a reformulated sugar cookie, Christmas wish, scented candle, just savory, buttery, salty, Danish butter cookie kind of thing. And to my surprise, oh man, that is not what this is at all. This might be quite easily the most shocking candle from Yankee Candle, for me, in my opinion, coming from Yankee Candle, from the United States, in quite a few years. This, I can almost guarantee, this is not what you would expect. The question is, do I describe it, or do I let you wait for my video? I'm going to let you wait for my video. That's going to give you incentive to watch the video. But trust me, this is one, I don't know, some years the online exclusives move fast, some years they do not. So, I made a lot of predictions last year, and then even in some years they come back. So I don't know what to tell you. But if you're into the really bold choices, if you're into the unique Yankee candles, let's put it that way. If you're a collector, you're into the unique bold candles, and you're worried about buying this and it being a dud, you're buying it through the mail and it being a dud. It's not a dud. Will you like it? That is going to be hard to answer for your personal preference. But if you like martinis, I'm just going to say this ain't no apple teeny, if you know what I'm saying. Something that you probably have seen, all of these candles also have the Candle Enthusiast. Can we see that good? The Candle Enthusiast Merry Christmas custom label. That's right, it looks like the old label or the European label with the banner on the bottom. It says the Candle Enthusiast. It's got our category genre bubble down there that says ho ho ho. Customized label. I have made 6 of these, so 1 for each candle. You know what's going to happen with this, folks. These are going to be started at 99 cents on eBay from now through the holiday. I'm not going to do them all at once, but I'm going to do one sporadically. Start them at 99 cents. Every single penny that we raise goes right back into the show. And I might do a giveaway too, but I don't want to do the giveaway now because it's Halloween. We should be focusing on Halloween, not Christmas. But I do have 6 of these. And keep your eyes up on eBay because the Candle Enthusiast eBay page, link is in the description, because that is something you're going to want to check out, because there's not just Christmas stuff, like I said, and there's tons of Halloween stuff and more. Little dish, candy, that's pleasant. Look at my skull. I want to bring out all these things and put them on display, but we really don't have that much room. This I had to bring out because I was afraid that I was going to forget about it if I didn't. This was the first release of the Witch's Boots. A lot of you folks might have it, but I just think this was far superior than any of the other boot releases, even though those were nice too. Inside we have the now retired collector's edition, but it was also a treasures. Happy Halloween. Some people just say straight up black licorice. If you haven't seen my video on this, check it out. I filmed my review at the actual Michael Myers house, the 1978 John Carpenter's classic filming location, the Myers house in South Pasadena. So check that out if you haven't, because like I said, there's a lot more going on in that candle than black licorice. What else do we have? Let's do these mail openings. I see that Lisa's here. I see Eric Peter Carlson is here. So poor Lisa. Let's talk about Lisa for a second. She sends me a box. I won't lie, this is probably about 75 pounds. You see that? That shook this patio. This is a very heavy box. She sent it to me. I received it probably about 2 weeks ago. But for 2 weeks straight, for one reason or another, I couldn't open it. And I don't have a knife. But I do have this mini screwdriver. That's right. I don't want to cut through her label, so let's cut through the bottom. Well, you know what? Some people pack specifically for the top. So we're going to finally open up this box. I urge everyone, if they have something fun, fragrant, aromatic, whatever you want to call it, a candle, if you made a product, or if you have like a legit candle company, or you know, an Etsy business, send it my way. I will open it up. I will talk about it online, guaranteed. At least at this point, it's guaranteed. The only thing I ask is that you do not spend too much money. Please, folks. I don't want to feel like I am receiving free merchandise. We have a card from Lisa. Is Lisa? There she is. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to save this card for later because, you know, you never know if you can read these things out loud. I'm sure that has some special stuff. This is how frugal I am. When I talk about being frugal for the Candle Enthusiast show, I use your own stuffing that you send me, that I ship my stuff to you. Paper you give me, I ship to you. You understand what I'm saying? Like bubble wrap, I don't need to buy any. Actually, I do need to buy some. Okay, we got some candles. All right. I see what Lisa's doing. She has a mission. She's on a mission to convert me. No, I actually love Bath and Body Works. I'm just incredibly afraid to start collecting because if I start collecting, that will be the end of me. I even had to stop collecting Yankee candles, but we have a spiced apple bourbon nourishing hand soap with pumpkin butter. This is nuts. This is not, and it's sealed, but I have to change that. Oh my God. I mean, I could drizzle this on like a bran muffin. Pumpkin muffin might be better. And I'd eat it. Now that might be taking it too far, but that is how good it smells. And if my brother Eric's here, he can testify to how well, he can't smell it though, but he could testify if he could smell it to how legitimate, how authentic this smells. Growing up, we both grew up in the Hudson Valley, apple country, pumpkins, apples, Hudson Valley goodness. Oh, but there's just such a big baked side to this. Like you just cut open a freshly baked piece of pumpkin loaf. And maybe it was like still just a tad bit undercooked in the center, and that steam coming from that hot pastry pelting you in the face. I love this. This is great. See, this is great. I love it because now I get to tell you I would certainly use this. I would buy this. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but if you were on the fence, at least know that I like it. We have another one. White pumpkin peppercorn, excuse me. Knew I was missing a word. Bath and Body Works nourishing hand soap with pumpkin butter. So pumpkin butter, it's gotta be like the foundation of this hand soap. See that? That's got viscosity right there. Hold on a second. That just really smells familiar, like something very specific. That is like you took a very strong pumpkin spice, but you diluted it with like heavy cream, like a Starbucks. I've never actually had like a Starbucks pumpkin spice beverage, but the vanilla and the creaminess that's pouring out of this thing, that's mixed in with a little bit of like peppercorn action, but also that those classic pumpkin spices. So this is heavy intensity. This is going to be medium intensity, and I love all sorts of intensities. I like these both. If I had to choose, Oh man. Oh, does it have some descriptions here? It said creamy coconut. The one time I decided not to go in a coconut route. Vanilla bean and white peppercorn. I don't know if I had to choose between the two. You know what? I'm feeling like intense. I'm gonna go with the apple bourbon, the spiced apple bourbon. Maybe in November, I'll break out this one once that first one's complete. So thank you very much, Lisa. I gotta keep this going though. Gotta keep this going. This is a Yankee candle. I can tell. And it's a European Yankee candle, and it's from 2017. This is a 2017 Christmas, yet to be released. I don't think well, actually, they may have released these in the UK. But this one I have had a chance to smell on several occasions, but I do not have the massive large jar, and I am super excited because now I can see the full label. I have the little jar. I found that at an outlet, but this is amazing. I know these are miniatures, but that reminds me of Norman Rockwell so much, but it also reminds me of my dad. My dad loves miniatures. I love miniatures. Just the notion that they took a picture of miniature houses, and you can even see the real room, like with maybe a real Christmas tree behind it. That's such a great idea. Christmas magic, because you're creating magic within the miniature form. I love the large labels here, but it's not just the label that gets me excited on this one. Pine and cherry. I'm telling you, pine and cherry, almond, tart fruits. We certainly have, I want to say tangerine, but you know, for me, my association with Christmas and citrus are the clementines, the ones that will come in the baskets. And it just smells like, because of the nuttiness, a picture that's coming to my mind is the big wooden bowl that my father would put out with the mixed nuts and the nutcracker every holiday season, because you smell that rich wooden bowl, or just a nice piece of wooden furniture, let's put it that way, contrasted with the brightness of the fruit and the spices. Oh yeah. And a little bit of smoke, maybe? Oh yeah. Some sweet smoke swirling and swaying from the fireplace. That is something special. Thank you. That is a tremendous gift. Please know that I do have a Candle Enthusiast eBay page. We all know that. But if you gift me something, these are gifts. These will proudly be displayed on my shelves. I will not give them away. I will not sell these. So know that. And I'm very happy to have this be a part of my collection. Christmas Magic. I want you guys to smell this one. If you're in the US, find it. Go to your outlet. Look for it. Ask for it. Find it. Smell it. If you like it, buy it. Burn it. Or maybe buy two, because those outlet prices are ridiculous. Uh-oh. I say uh-oh like I have a problem with Bath. That's a beautiful jar. Bath and Body Works. I love Bath and Body Works, like I said. So we have this purple vessel. You know, it's funny, I recognize this jar, not from being at Bath and Body Works, excuse me. If I said Bed Bath and Beyond, I apologize. Bath and Body Works, I don't recall seeing it there, but I recall seeing this jar in my bank of memory from just surfing on YouTube. Look at that aluminum lid. coppered, weathered lid there. Okay, so you guys already know what this is. I was wondering because there was no, it's written on the bottom, but there's no, oh, there's one. Again, this is how little I know, and my God, I smell it and I already have descriptors. I already have several things I want to say. Now, Berry Waffle Cone by Bath and Body Works. Now, should I take this out? I'm going to leave it in. Wow, yeah, but there's no need to take that out. Okay. Man, at the culinary, they used to serve up these little flapjacks that were super buttered, and I believe they had cornmeal in them. They're just like little flapjacks, but that's immediately reminding me of that cornmeal, intensely buttered and salted, fried on the griddle pastry. That berry, oh boy. You could say black currant, you could say cassis, you could say huckleberry, but man, that is boysenberry to me for sure. So boysenberry. So, like, lock that in your nose. If you're confused, like, what's boysenberry? What does it smell like? That's really dark black fruit. And I'm not kidding. I think maybe the only association a lot of folks have with boysenberry. Can anybody guess where I'm going with this? But it's totally working on me right now. The association. The last syrup at the International House of Pancakes is what, Monica Carlson? What is the last syrup? It is the boysenberry syrup. And that was the one I always went for. Strong, very strong, crunchy, slightly overcooked in a good way, apple pie or any pie crust. Apple, just pie crust. A little bit extra brown, a little bit extra dark, crispy, crumbly. But not the underbelly of the pie. Specifically the rim of the pie. That is an amazing scent. What are people saying about this candle? Is everyone liking this candle? Because this is something that's out of control delicious. Other YouTubers, what are they saying? What are you guys saying? It's hard to get. Oh, that's special. The caramel. Everyone is obsessed. I missed the boat on it and it's gone. Lisa, what'd you do? Oh, Lisa, thank you so much. What'd you do? This is wonderful. I believe I have another candle. It's definitely not in this collection, but it has the, I'll look into it. Maybe we'll do a video. Monica, do you want to go to the International House of Pancakes? IHOP? If I get a chance to go out to Los Angeles one of these days, which hopefully will be soon, maybe I'll drag Monica to IHOP. Monica just eats, like, straight up vegetation from the ground. Like, if it's served in, like, plastic, or if, like, you have to use a utensil to eat it, she won't touch it. She's not, like, a vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, but she's just, I guess, just all natural. And if any of you guys think I'm making fun of Monica, I'm not. It's just brother and sister stuff. Hefty bag, stronger seal. Monica, is Eric still here? Oh yeah. It's Halloween time, and you know who decided to make it today? You guessed it, Mickey Mouse. Look at this. We got the vampire teeth, and I'm gonna try to hold it straight here, but do you even see the furrowed brow? Mickey's got a furrowed brow. He's angry. Look at that. He's happy and angry at the same time. That is awesome. Awesome. I cannot wait to wear this. I wish I could wear this at Disneyland right now. Go to Mickey's Not So Scary. Beautiful shirt. Thank you so much. I gotta keep going. I want to cherish each and every one of these things, but I have to move through these boxes. Lisa, I told people not to spend money, and there's more. I mean, that pulls at the heartstrings. And I haven't got my boxes yet. Every year, for tradition, I don't usually eat them, but I buy a box of Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry. And look what Lisa did. Another piece of my childhood, a piece of nostalgia. That is super cool. I cannot wait to wear it. I don't know which one to wear first. Frankenberry. So yeah, if you're not really certain, if you weren't, a child of, well, I don't know, man. This logo is a little bit even before my time. I think Frankenberry, Boo Berry, and Count Chocula, they've been around since the late 70s, maybe even the mid 70s, maybe even the early 70s. But I was eating Frankenberry late 80s, early 90s. And let's face it, I always managed to snack on some every year as well. That is so cool. Thank you, Lisa, so much. This was totally worth the wait. Can everyone say thank you to Lisa? Because look, you'll notice. See, I got the Salem shirt on. You're gonna be watching my reviews and be like, hey, is he really wearing that same shirt? But you have to remember that. I had plenty of shirts, but it just, things happen. It looks like I'm wearing the same shirt for several days in a row, but really the video was recorded days apart. So now I have more Halloween shirts to get me through the rest of the season. Thank you once again, Lisa. I'll reach out to you personally to give you my thank you, but we do need to continue right now. Last Sunday, Rebecca Johnson and family sent me a whole bunch of goodies, including Elsa. Where's Elsa? Elsa, my dogs, my puppies, brand new toy / bed / blanket. She loves this hand kind of crafted Elsa blanket, but there's a whole thing in the bag that I didn't even see. So I figured I'd open this up now. Oh yeah. Bath and Body Works. So you guys, wow. All right, so Bath and Body Works, Coffee House, Seattle. There's no way. I can smell it. Sealed. Made with natural oils. We have on the label a map of downtown Seattle. I'm sure somewhere in there is Pike Place. Maybe not. For a second, I got crossed between Bath and Body Works and Starbucks. Wow. Coffee candles is a very difficult topic to cover because, for one reason or another, they must not be able to, chemists must not be able to make coffee essential oil through any of the, whether it be distillation or steam or CO2 processes. So they have to concoct it using several different oils, and one of the major components, ingredients, is always going to be chocolate. But and then there's certainly chocolate here, but what they've also done is interesting. I'm trying not to get too in depth with this. There is a very large nuttiness. So they're adding nuttiness because what do we usually smell on coffees, right? Coffee beans and coffee in its brewed form. We smell, ooh, this is kind of nutty. Or we say, ooh, this is a little bit fruity. Perhaps it's got notes of cherry, or as I say, cherry pit. And that's actually kind of what I'm smelling. There is a top note, a sour, tart note of a red fruit, whether that be cherry or cranberry, something. But then there's a deep, dark, roasted nut and cocoa, or the cacao bean, cacao. Definitely smells, it smells like the interior of a coffee house. If you guys know this candle, leave your thoughts in the description below. This is one I'm gonna probably, I gotta investigate this. Every time I find a coffee candle, I love them all, but they're usually flavored up with like the hazelnut creamers or the French vanilla creamers. Not in the case of this one. Maybe a little bit, but really more of the coffee bean itself. The smell of the coffee bean roasting, the aromatics of the coffee bean roasting. Excellent. Rebecca, thank you dearly. And we have, okay, so now this is a candle company. You may know them. Got the owl right there. You may know them, Burke and Hare. Do you follow these folks on Instagram? Burke and Hare. You got to look them up. As far as small production, handcrafted candle companies with a darker Halloween spooky sensibility. I've never tried any of their candles before, but as far as the looks of their candles, then the concepts, and from recommendations that I've received from numerous sources, I was told that I should reach out to Burke and Hare, and I did. I reached out to Erica from Burke and Hare, and I said, you know, any chance you want me to feature some of your stuff on the Candle Enthusiast YouTube show? And she said, absolutely. She's like, we're dying right now because it's Halloween. It's our big heavy season. But we've seen your show. She said that. I was shocked. Actually, very happy. She said, I've seen your show, and I would love to send you some products. I don't know what's in this box, but I do see a lot of literature. So so this way you have a kind of a sense of what's going on. So there are some pillar candles here. My hands are shaking. I apologize, and I know that's out of focus. We have another candle there on the back. And wait a minute. So is this their real address? It is. So they're based out of Rhode Island. Actually was not sure where they were based out of. Westminster, no, Providence, Rhode Island. I was just in Rhode Island. Some more candles. We see there's an Edgar Allan Poe candle in there. Oh boy. Almost like a Witch City Wicks situation here. Beautiful business card. Skull. Just show you all this stuff real quick. Another business card. I'm not trying to ignore these things, but like I said, I am going to take these to a very, very special place tomorrow with the Sally's Potion collection. Nightmare Before Christmas, Sally's Potion collection from Scent Pop Candle Company. Taking these and those candles to a very special place. Gonna film both the reviews. Burke and Hare, sorry for the delay. She's apologizing to me. I have included sample sizes and Halloween sample sizes of these. Hope you enjoy them. Erica. Whoa. There's a lot of stuff in here. Are you kidding me? I said one, maybe two. Oh, wow. All right. Little shout out to my brother, Eric Peter Carlson. He, I don't know if he wants me to share this information, but he recently saw the original costumes from, I don't know how old the film is. When did the film come out? Hocus Pocus with Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Thora Birch. He saw the original costumes on display at a special event in Hollywood. And look at this candle right here. Burke and Hare Halloween Collection, Hocus Pocus. I am not going to smell these, folks. That's for my evaluation tomorrow. But definitely check these. You know, time's running out. We got a little bit of time left to celebrate. We got about half the month left to celebrate for Halloween. So make sure you put in your orders now if these look good to you. We have one called Nevermore, which I can say almost for certain is inspired by Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. I'm trying to read the label. A poetic blend of teak wood, tobacco, black pepper, and vanilla. All right, so this is not necessarily Halloween. This can stretch all throughout the year. Yeah, we even have the picture of Edgar and the Raven right there. These do look all familiar to me so far. Excellent. This is so nice of her to do this. I really was expecting... I was expecting two candles. Cemetery Gates. A fresh blend of hay, sweet grass, and earth. Oh my God, that's... You know how much. You know how much. Descriptors like those pull at my heartstrings. Cemetery Gates. Also notice all white wax here. All white wax. And I can't tell if it's soy. I'm gonna make a guess that it's a soy paraffin blend, but I'll find out. And fourth, another part of the Halloween collection. So we have two Halloweens, two others that could spread throughout the year. Even these Halloweens could be used throughout the year. Burke and Hare Candle Company Halloween Collection. The title, Midnight. Right there. And no scent notes on this, folks, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to be jumping into these candles cold tomorrow on location. She did include, look at that, look at that. She included little mini guys of the candles as well. Very, very nice of her. Erica, thank you if you're watching. or you know, when wait a minute, one lone piece of black tissue paper. Eric, if you're watching, thank you so much. I'm anticipating this evaluation highly, and for you, of those of you out there that are interested in these candles, make sure that you first make sure you're subscribed. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, but be around in about 5 days to see the evaluation of not just these candles, but Scent Pop Candle Company's Nightmare Before Christmas Trio Candle Collection of Sally's Potions, which is Wormsworts, Deadly Nightshade, and what's the other one? You guys tell me. Deadly Nightshade, Wormsworts, and Frog's Breath. Woo! This has been a lot of gifts, candles, unboxings. I want to share with you something real quick. Yeah, like I said, you know, I wish that I had contacted Burke and Hare Scent Pop a little sooner, because I think they assume, rightfully so, that I get it in the mail and then I can turn out the video in a couple days. When the reality is, I'm juggling many things at one time, or if you want to use an analogy, I'm constantly spinning plates. And God forbid something gets postponed, everything gets pushed. So that's kind of been the case for the past week, or 1 week ago, let's say. I wanted to share this with you real quick. Some of you who follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, Instagram, candle.enthusiast. It's my Instagram handle. Follow me. It's a great way to strengthen our communication. I finally got it, folks. I understand I'm always talking about this candle, and the video that I created for this candle. It was a very personal video regarding Mary Tyler Moore's passing, but more or less I brought this candle, spent a few days with it as I traveled, smelling it, evaluating it, thinking about nostalgically how Mary has affected my life, and all the very special memories, even if they may just be memories that you watched on the tube. They were special indeed, but I left that candle when I was filming that video at her final resting place, and I was happy to do so. The problem is, I haven't been able to find the large jar since. And it does look like Yankee's not producing it this year for 2017. I could be wrong about that, but you know, usually if Yankee Candle Village does not have it at this time, it's a good sign that it's not coming back, at least this year. So I did find this. I did buy several of it. It's preciously displayed on one of my shelves. I did get a personal label on it, but that's for only me and Mary to see. What else? All right, big stuff here, big stuff. I don't see people like Doug from Spooky Villages. And you know, so I haven't looked closely. If she's not here, I'm sure she will rewatch this video. Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember who's big Kringle Candle fans, specifically Halloween. Yeah, I just one real quick thing regarding Mary Tyler Moore. If you found my channel recently, or if you've skipped that video because it has a terrible thumbnail, if you saw it in my back catalog, look, it's not a great video. There's some fundamental editing problems with it. and I do it all over again, but it's not like I scripted it. It's not like I planned it out. It's just the way it happened. So it's not the greatest video, but it was a very special. It's a lot closer. The content is very close to the content that I want to produce as we move forward with the Candle Enthusiast channel. Alright, so Kringle fans, as you know, should know, as of 2013, Kringle Candle has eliminated their Halloween candle collection. I don't know why. They must have just not sold good. Or sold well. But you take something like that off the shelf, then they suddenly become collector's items. There was rumors 2 years ago that they were going to return the Halloween fragrances and possibly even black wax. That was a rumor not even started by the company. It was started by somebody else. So that was completely false. So to find these Halloween fragrances, things like Witch's Cauldron, I did a whole review. I'll fix the light in a second. I did a whole review on Witch's Cauldron, which I think is the most bold Halloween candle of all time. But there were other Halloween candles that went with that one. And as I was traveling around New England, look what I found. In some of the oddest places, you find the most interesting items, and for some people, very valuable items. So these are for you guys. Again, 99 cents on eBay. Hopefully these, I mean this, I don't want these to go for a large sum of money. I want these to go for a reasonable price, and I want them to get in the hands of people who really do want them. And as much as I appreciate the auctions going as high as they do sometimes, I have to figure out a way around that, because I want to make sure that everyone has a chance to win an auction, to get an item that they want. So I'm thinking how I can do that. But I don't think we'll have problems here. I have 2 cups of Kringle Candle Company candy corn. And you know how that there's all those, the talk about, come on, sunlight? Can't believe I'm complaining about sunlight. How there's all that talk about Yankee Candle's candy corn never being intense when you burn it. I haven't burned this one, but goodness gracious, if you could, ooh, got a little flare. Woo! If you could smell the intensity of this, and this is years old. This is probably 4 years old. So 99 cents, I got 2 candy corn Kringle fragrances for Halloween. I will send these as fast as I can. I might even do 3-day auctions here, so this way you can get them before Halloween. But I really did just pick them up. Also, I have only one of these. This was a fragrance called Wolfbane, and very, very incense, musky, masculine, wood, forest smell. I mean, this is monstrous. But at the same time, very pretty floral smells like lavender. So, there's a heavy contrast. But this is, I'm telling you, if you held this 10 feet away from me, I would eventually smell it without any draft. Wolfsbane, I do own this one, but it has been lit. I wish I'd never had, at least I wish I had a backup. Got 2 tea lights of one of my favorite 80s movies, Fright Night. Look at that label there, Fright Night. Got 2 of them. Way more fruity, way more floral. Yeah. Oh, what's that one? Wait a minute. Don't. I want to do this quick so bad, guys. Okay. So berries, red fruit, but apricot stone fruit. If you can't think of apricot right now, don't think of dehydrated apricot. Just think of like an overripe nectarine or peach. Oh yeah, with a lot of green herbaceous flavors, aromas in there as well. So I have 2 of those, and the big one. I actually have a small tumbler, small jar of Fright Night, and you know, I'm telling you folks, it's hard for me to give this stuff up. Interesting. I don't know how that works with Kringle. You see the wax there? You can't. It almost looks like soy wax, or some kind of something other than just paraffin. If there's a little bit of paraffin in there, I wouldn't be surprised. I thought it was paraffin. This seems to be all paraffin right here. So on the top, I will admit, not as powerful, but I'm sure once this gets lit, once it starts burning, you get through that 1/8 inch of wax, it'll start putting out its aroma. All going on eBay, folks. And although I've yet to conclude my Witch's Brew series, if you've seen my Coventry Creations videos, oh man, this lighting is just killing me right now, of this collection, we have the original Witch's Purse, and something I hope to complete tonight or tomorrow morning. They're all edited. I just need to go over and clean things up just a bit. We also have Evil Eye and Dragon's Blood. Now, the whole collection is called Witch's Brew. It's spelled a little bit differently than Yankee Candles. I've been wanting to review these since I started this channel, and I couldn't find all of these candles in one spot, and I'd rather purchase them in person than order them online. Finally found a place that had all 4 of them. They smelled great to me. Not only that, but they had votives as well. And I desperately want to keep these. I want them. I want them to be a part of my collection forever. But that's just not the way it works these days. To keep this show on the road, to keep things moving, to keep constantly putting the funds back into the show so we can travel, we can put gas into the car, we can afford those really sketchy motels where I have to stay. I need to let these find a home where they'll be appreciated and enjoyed. So expect to find this entire collection up on eBay. They are going to be listed in separate auctions though. So I highly recommend that you refer to the 4 videos I posted on each candle to make your choices. And like I said, these 2 candles, the videos will be posted hopefully within no longer than 36 hours, because I got to get up that part 2 of the Yankee Candle Christmas video. Got to get that up tonight. right, we got more. We're going overtime. I see 38 people are still with us, but there's only 23 thumbs ups. What's going on? I'm trying here. Let's get those thumbs ups going. Would you take a look at this? You know, I found that yoga skeleton at Pier 1. I thought that was cool, and it is very cool. And I was very happy to share that with you folks. But check this one out. That is a chair. That is a big, nice, puffy chair. But it just so happens to hold. It's gonna get bouncy for a second. Just so happens to hold Comfy and Cozy, a house warmer jar by Yankee Candle. Now this is dual purposed. What this is going to do is serve as a beautiful decoration for any time of the year, especially this time of year. But if you're like me, I'm a polar bear. Like, even in winter, I want my house to be cold. I need to live in a cold environment, which presents a lot of issues with candle burning, as far as keeping the jar warm enough to keep that wax pool even. So I have to use a lot of candle cozies. I have to, I don't wrap. I could wrap tin foil around. There's nothing wrong with that. But I use something called black wrap to wrap around my candles. But the problem is you can never see the beauty of the label. Well, this solves that problem. This insulates the whole jar while you have it lit. Now, it's not made for a Yankee Candle. This is not a Yankee Candle product. I found this at one of those, like, overstock places. It had a label on it, but it was just a barcode. I mean, this is not, like, the most amazing built thing in the world, but it totally works. Check that out, right? So what did I do? I bought every single one they had. And so if you do want one of these, I can't tell you where to get them because I really don't know where you can get them. But I will be happy to put them up on eBay. I have a few. And see, look, let's put Lisa's Christmas wish in there. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Displays the jar beautifully. And even has a hook on it. If you are brave enough to hang it on the wall, you could do that too. I'm not brave enough to do that. But I will be putting these up on eBay. Like I said, as I travel, I'm looking for the most interesting things that we can all use. They'll certainly work with Bath and Body Works products. Where did my berry waffle? Here we go. Let's see if it fits. Okay, it doesn't really fit with the lid, but it fits without the lid. I don't know. I was proud. I thought that was cool. I thought that was thrifty. I thought that was creative. Look for that on the Candle Enthusiast eBay page. And I think I just have one more thing, and then we'll take a bunch of questions. Look at that. Look at that. That's a black band mistletoe right there. And if you've ever wondered what a 20-year-old, 20-plus-year-old Yankee Candle smells like if it loses its aroma, you'll notice that just a couple seconds ago, I took this off and put the lid back on. I'm smelling it right now. I'm smelling mistletoe. Right now. Still smell it. I still smell it. So, don't be in such a rush to burn your vintage Yankee candles. They were built in a way in those days to last a little bit longer than today. Oh man, I don't know if it's because it's changed with age. I don't know what it is, but it's like extra dry and like I always called this my like, you know, the dry Christmas tree or the dry wreath in January has like an extra dryness to it. I love it. All right. One more thing to show, and then let's do some questions and answers. We'll talk about Halloween, what's coming up with that. In 2014, Yankee Candle released this adorable little teddy bear that had what once was the Yankee Candle logo on the foot, and you know, the old font there. If you want to judge me, go ahead, judge me. You know, some guys collect cars, some guys collect baseball cards. Do guys still collect baseball cards? Some guys collect shotguns. I buy a Christmas bear once a year. Judge, go ahead, do it. But yeah, so this guy sits with my Yankee candles, and then the year after, nice little flannel jacket, just nice good quality bear. Year after, they had one in a pea coat, and I'm like, oh my god, the eyes are a bit strange, and he's a little bit smaller, but like I didn't realize it was gonna be a yearly thing, because prior to 2014 they didn't do like a yearly bear, at least not that I'm aware of. This is for the Christmas village, or the Yankee Candle village. And then last year they had this one again. And I'm like, oh no, they're keeping the same one now. They're not updating it every year. And then I saw this guy this year. Come on. Any guys out there right now who are saying that this is not cool and that he's not pulling a rebel without a cause, James Dean thing? You know, pop the collar a little bit. He's got the new fonts on the foot. He's a little bit more thin. He's a little healthier teddy bear with longer limbs and very, very fluffy. Just thought I'd share this with you. Why? Because they're $12.99. So if you want them, get them. Call up Deerfield. Instead of maybe your next online order from the website, call up Deerfield, order from them, and tell them to throw in one of these guys, $12.99. Elsa really wants to wear this coat. Problem is, and it's a hoodie, so he's hip. He's got to get his what are they called? The apple pods, the ear pods, apple pods. I don't know. He's got to get his cool, or maybe the studio headphones. And he's hip. He's ready to go to school. That's it for me, guys. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my coffee. I will take some questions, and while the questions are rolling in, I will kind of point the direction of our conversation in the direction of what, like, you know, we have limited time. We know that I'm going to. Oh, I didn't tell you where I'm going tomorrow. Okay, so Sleepy Hollow, it's gonna happen one way or the other. It's not going to be a repeat video of what I did last year. It's not gonna be that. So if that's what you're thinking, don't worry about that. However, I don't know how to extract, or I don't know how to cover more topics of Sleepy Hollow in a very quick manner. without making like a documentary, something that's going to take me like a full week to film and edit. And so what else do we do? I have ideas. I have everything scheduled out. The time is just moving so fast. I want to see if you guys have anything. All right. Huh. Haha. That's funny. That's kind of appropriate. This is from Lisa. So, the Headless Horseman says to Frankenstein, "Bolts, why didn't I think of that?" The Headless Horseman meets Frankenstein. That's really funny, actually. Heads up, it's Halloween. Heads up, it's Halloween. Dear Shane, thanks for all you do. Love all your videos. Enjoy the gifts. Lisa, I don't want to mispronounce your last name, so I won't try, but Lisa, thank you so much. She gave me permission to read it. And I love the little cats, by the way. I love the little spooky, blinged out cats. Thank you so much. So yes, Sleepy Hollow will happen. But I don't know, you know, it's kind of tough. I think I'm just going to devote 2 days of filming. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. We're not going to take a conventional route. I think we're going to try to go off course and try to do something a little extra challenging and fun and daring. See if we can make something fun happen. Very nice card. The obvious ones are haunted houses, haunted attractions, hay rides, things that happen in the evening. And the problem with that, I love Halloween cards too. I'd never throw a card out. I have like a whole drawer devoted to holiday cards or special occasion cards. I do carve pumpkins, and that will be a topic of a video. I won't be carving. I will do a video on carving a pumpkin. I don't have any, like I don't have skill when it comes to like carving pumpkin, but I can make a really cool looking carved pumpkin, like Tim Burton style. The thing is with things that happen in the evening, like haunted houses, dark haunted houses, dark hay rides, is low light situations. Until that day where I can afford that like $4,000 or $5,000 lens, I can't film in dark situations like that. Like my camera, if you watch my Lake George video, I tried to film at the Frankenstein Wax Museum, and I did the best I could. But even then, I had to hold my cell phone up under my face because it was so dark. The camera literally picked up nothing, picked up no light. So it's really hard. Like I'd hate to spend like $30, devote an entire evening to go to an attraction, a park. One, none of them let you film, so I would have to get permission. Two, I don't want it to come back with a bunch of empty footage. So I have to find clever ways of maybe doing something like that, but during the day. And I do have something planned. Pumpkin picking, hay rides during the day. Pumpkin carving will be at night, but I'm guessing there will be enough illumination where it won't be a problem. Yeah, does anybody remember, you're a true New Englander if you know the name Spooky World. Spooky World. America's Horror Theme Park. I don't know why I typed it. I just felt like I had to. I think, opened in 1995 by a gentleman named David Bernalino. This was really the beginning of the idea of a haunted park. There's haunted houses, hay rides, there's haunted trails, but this idea of making an amusement park, it opened in Berlin, Massachusetts, and with a huge hit. It eventually had to move to Foxborough, Massachusetts, where it suffered greatly from a creative standpoint, atmospheric standpoint as well. But I realize to this day there is still a spooky world up in New Hampshire. I'm so tempted to go. So the question was to contribute to the show. That's going to be through our Patreon page. It's always going to be linked up in every one of my videos, but there is the link, patreon.com/the Candle Enthusiast. But also the Candle Enthusiast P.O. Box is, remember, nothing expensive, guys. 64. Uh-oh. But all of that information is always going to be posted in every single one of my videos. And speaking of Patreon, I added a couple tiers. Now, they're a little bit pricey tiers, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them. But I know inevitably someone's going to be offended by the price. Keep in mind, these aren't true subscription boxes. I mean, I wanted to have a Candle Enthusiast subscription box. I was calling it Candle of the Month Club, and I felt like that was dated. Didn't really sound enticing. So a subscription box, there's two different boxes. Each box you get a different value, although value is relative. Value of products in each box. And I started it up. Several people they have their own subscription box that goes out to them every month. They've been enjoying it. They're loving it, and I enjoy doing it. I do have to limit it to a certain amount of people, but I just decided to start a deluxe subscription box. Now, the price you pay is not equivalent to what you get. That is the thing. You have to remember that it's based on contribution, based on donations. It's based on, first and foremost, if you have extra change, enough where you want to throw in some money into the pool to keep the show running. There are those higher tier options for the subscription boxes, but the deluxe subscription box not only comes with candles, but I'm thinking about making custom-made sachets from places where I travel. Thinking about finding all different kind of aromatic products that I pick up along the road, accessories, start taking Polaroids, personalized videos, all of these things, trying to fit as much as I can into one little box. And oh, Eric, yeah, Eric's saying he supports a lot of you folks. I don't want to call all of you guys out, just in case you want some level of privacy. But a lot of you folks who I'm talking to are supporters, and everybody, scratch that. Everybody who's watching is a supporter. Everybody is contributing, because if you're watching this video, you are contributing to funding this channel. Meaning, you watch, pennies come my way. It may just be pennies, but the more pennies we have, the more funds we have. So just you watching is enough. But like I said, if you have a few extra dollars, change in your pocket, or if you want to really benefit from some of the higher tiers, take a look at that Patreon page. It's bound to offend people sooner or later. It's already offended some people. What can you do? It's the only thing that and eBay is really the only way I could think about keeping this machine running. How can I do this? How can I keep making these shows? And Leslie's here. Leslie is here. Mark is here. Glad you showed up, Mark. Because I wanted to do something just for Mark today. Oh God. I lost everything. I've unboxed so many things. Alright, keep the questions coming. There it is. Mark and Tanya Smith sent me a lovely gift in the mail. It was a live video 2 weeks ago. I smell it Sunday. I unboxed the product. It was an Edison arc lighter, and after using this for a couple weeks now, it certainly has my full endorsement. I think I'll always also use matches, but this is, look at that. So I wanted to re-show this because that video where I opened it up sadly was erased. Mostly was my fault. But what is an arc lighter, you're asking? Well, there's no gas in this lighter. This works on electricity, right? So if you have a candle, you get that little like Tesla coil beam. Kind of sounds like Frankenstein's lab. And what you do, all it takes is a quick touch. No, I just put this one out. A quick touch of that current from that beam to light your candles. So this way, if you're using, matches, you don't have that sulfur smell, you don't have that expired wood smell, and then whoop. Very cool item. So I wanted to make sure I documented this for Mark and Tanya because I did really feel bad that that video was erased for many reasons. Eric, my cats always run into the room when I use it. Speaking of that, I have a dog around here somewhere. Creature. Elsa, what are you doing? Come here. Come on. Come on. Nap time. And we're about to hit 100 minutes. We have 40 people watching, 39 thumbs up. Can we get 40 thumbs up to make it seem whole? To extinguish some of the... Okay, good. 41. Extinguish some of my OCD qualities. How is Boo? Boo is good. Boo is really my other brother's dog. It's a very strange situation. We're really a household here. My oldest brother has a dog, Eric. Eric from Eric Peter Carlson, the YouTube channel Zero. You saw Zero before, and I've never been able to have my own puppy. And I kept saying, well, one day, and then you know what? I just said, what am I waiting for? And now I'm happy because I'm calling my dog and I can't find her. Elsa, come on. She likes to hide under tables. All right, folks, I think that is going to wrap it up. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining in, celebrating a little bit of Christmas, celebrating a little bit of Halloween. Please know that I am not being lazy. I am not sitting around doing nothing. Every moment, every day, I'm thinking about, what do I have to do? What is coming next? What has to be filmed? Who do I have to call? Who do I have to email? What has to be edited? In what order should I do this in? If I have to cut one segment, which segment is it going to be? It may not look like it at sometimes. It may not look like it at sometimes. Last year I had a little extra money in my pocket. I was able to edit a little bit more quickly because I was really just using a cell phone, and I had a little bit of extra funds at my disposal. But I'm really trying to make this a functioning machine, right? I want to bring you the biggest and the best content, not just candle reviews, but I want to take you guys places. I want to take you places. And, so just know that I wish I could be posting things every single day. Every day I wake up and I want to put a camera in my hand, slip it on my hand, and go out and film. But it's not as easy as that. There's budgets involved, there's editing involved, there's time and scheduling agenda. This is still a one-man show when it comes to putting everything together. But trust me, I'm not being lazy. There's stuff, tons of things to come, things that have been filmed weeks ago that I haven't even had a chance to edit yet. So just be patient with me. Things are coming. The big, long, epic videos are coming. The shorter, fun little videos, the little tips and tricks and hacks, all those things for Yankee Candle, those things are coming. But I'm trying to do the best I can. And I know all of you are very patient and supportive. I just want to say it because, if I go to bed at if I'm beat and I want to go to bed at 8 o'clock. There was one night I was at Yankee Candle. I went to bed at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is not an excuse. Because you're tired, this is not an excuse. But at the same time, I'm like, no. You have to be enjoying yourself. Otherwise, if you're not enjoying yourself, the material is not going to come through with the right feel, right? I have to be having a good time to show you guys a good time. At least that's the way I see it. So thank you for always supporting me. There has been 0 haters and trolls thus far, and we're getting closer to 14 months. I'm not welcoming trolls, but I think it says a little something about growing an audience organically. This audience has grown organically, and people come, people go. But the people go, you wave and say goodbye, we'll always be friends. But you know what? Maybe they don't necessarily belong a part of this channel, because this channel is not about bashing, hating, saying bad things. It's about being positive, but it's about looking at life in a different way. And it's about moving forward in life and not always having a beacon to follow, not always knowing where tomorrow is going to bring you. And trust me, just trust me on this. One day, you'll look all the way back, or at least I'll look all the way back, and we'll understand what this was all about, what this slow progression, this slow growth, this journey, this spreading, what this was all about. It's a much bigger picture. It's not just about entertainment. It's a journey. It's a quest. Being dramatic here. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Truly, everyone, have a wonderful Sunday. Hit that thumbs up. I will be seeing you soon. Christmas, Yankee Candle 2007 collection, part 2 coming soon, and Witch's Brew collection, part 2 and part 4 coming very soon. And lots to film tomorrow. Place that maybe one of these days I'll go live and see if we can do a nice live at a fun location. But until then, be good and do what you do on Sunday evenings. All right, folks. Bye-bye now.